Hello everyone. Hey Joanne, nice to see you. And welcome to the second day of my 10 days of Halloween. This is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and I'm doing a fun series on Halloween treat boxes. So I'm glad you can join me this evening. If you even remembered, look at all these girls that remembered. Great job, gals. Yesterday we made this adorable little mini moon pie box. And if you're interested in this project, just go on my blog and all the information will be there, as well as a downloadable PDF. So you'll have all the information you want. Hey Mary, hey Kathy. Great to see you gals. All right, so this evening we are moving to a new treat box. And this one I call my tuck behind treat box, mostly because I couldn't think of another name for it. And the reason I call it that is that the top flap comes down and then you tuck it behind your little circle and scallop circle that's on the front there, and it keeps it closed for you. So that's how it got its name. I know I'm very, very clever with that name. Hi, Anne. Welcome. Great to see everybody. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. And as for day one, day two, we'll have a PDF this evening after I finish with this Facebook Live. I will upload the video and then that blog post will be ready. All right, so let's put that aside for now. Actually, I'm going to keep it right here so I can check the dimensions as I'm working along. All right, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about each of the products I'm going to be using tonight. And what's special about this series is every one of these boxes is made with the same products. So you don't have to buy lots and lots of things to make amazing, cute little Halloween projects. So let's go to our paper first. The paper we are using this evening is from the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. And when you get this is a large 12 by 12 pack with 48 sheets. And what's great about it is you've got several sheets that are going to fit the color palette that you need for Halloween, but then you've got lots and lots of cute ginghams that will move into Christmas and even into the spring. So this is a great deal. Hey Deb Noss, nice to see you. And so this is the paper we're going to be using this evening, and for all 10 projects we're also going to be using one of my favorite ribbons in the whole catalog, which is the black and white gingham ribbon. Love it, love it, love it. It's a favorite. And that one is in the annual catalog, I believe. It might also have made an appearance in the mini, but I know it's in the annual. All right, and lastly, the stamp set we're going to be using. I loved this one because there were so many really, really cute sayings or sentiments in this one, and then the cute little silhouettes of all those trick-or-treaters. I really love that as well. So that's why I picked that one. So those are the three that I'm going to be using this evening, and I'm going to be using for all 10 projects. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Remember, anything that I use here, you can always tailor it to something that you have in your stash. It always can be figured out. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, yesterday I used pumpkin pie for my box. Here, I'm going to bring that back in. Today I'm going to be using the Calypso Coral, but either one of these colors is great for Halloween. Okay, so whichever you like better. The Calypso Coral matches the colored gingham. I used just the black with the other project, but this orange in the gingham pack is Calypso Coral. All right, so let's go ahead and put this aside. And before we get started, one more thing. What I used in my treat box tonight are the Monster Mash Spooky Berry fruit snacks. Wow, is that picture really, really clear tonight? And it's rainy. Imagine that. So this is what I used. I got there's 28 little pouches in here for, gosh, not very much at all. And then this is the size of the little pouches. How many of you guys remember eating Boo Berry and Count Chocula and Frankenberry? These are just some fruit snacks. They have expanded their line away from just terribly sugary cereal. So, but these are some cute Halloween themed gummies that I'm going to be putting in my box. But the box is also, I think, a good size to put in, like fun size Kit Kats would work. You guys could fit lots of things in there. Ghirardelli squares. All right, to begin this box, you're going to start with a piece of Calypso coral, and this is cut at 7 by 6 1/4. Remember, all these dimensions are on my blog and on my downloadable PDF. All right, so let's go ahead and score on the long side first. That's the 7-inch side. Okay. Oop, I'm a little bit crookedy. I just noticed that. No socks. No socks will fit in this one, Renee. Not even baby socks will fit in this one. All right, on the long side, we're going to score at 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 6 and 6 and, let's see, 6 and 6 and a half. Oh, 6 3/4. 6 1/4? That can't be right. It's got to be 6. I messed up here. So let's hold off there. Okay, coming back there. And then I'm going to score on the short side at 1/2, 4, 4 1/2. Okay, now let's go back here and see what I did. All right. Okay, so it's going to be at 2 3/4, 3 1/4. That's what I did. Oh, I'm going to cut another piece. Talk amongst yourselves for just a short second. All right, bringing in another piece because I muffed it up. Yes, even trained professionals like us mess it up sometimes. I know you're all shocked. All right, so this is going to be 7 inches. By 6 1/4 inch. This is the tricky one to find the right line. It's right there. Okay. Okay. Let's try that again. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay, and now we have our 7-inch by 6 1/4 inch. On the long side, we're going to go at 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 6, 6 1/2. Okay. 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 6, 6 1/2. Okay. Turning. On the short side, we're going to go 1/2, 4, 4 1/2. All right. Phew. That was painful. All right, so now let's go ahead and grab our bone folder, and I am going to go ahead and crease on all my score lines. Hope everyone is having a nice day. A little rainy today, but at least it was nice and cool. I've been working a little bit in my craft room, sewing some items. All right, so now I have all my score lines creased. I'm going to grab my template here, and this is what we're going for. Okay, so this is my cut piece And here is my scored and not yet cut piece. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the bottom here. The really, really thin panel along the bottom. We're gonna cut away the little rectangle and the little squares to make the little tabs. This first little square here, we're gonna cut that away because this section here is gonna be the portion that glues to the inside of the box. Now we're gonna make our little tabs. These are going to close up the bottom along with the longer panels on the bottom. All right, so that's all we need to do for the bottom. Okay, now the top, we're going to have to create the flap that goes across and some more little tabs. So let's turn it this way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut up all these vertical score lines to the second horizontal score line. So you got 4 of those. Okay, so now this one here on the end, we're just going to cut that off because that's going to be our little section that glues inside. And then we're going to create these 2 little tabs. Okay, and then we're going to wedge them a little bit. And then the last thing we have to do here, we can't have 2 flaps to our box. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut off this panel that is closest to our little thin panel that goes inside the box. And we're just going to fold down the flap there, the tiny flap we made, and just cut straight across like that. Okay, so there we have our piece all finished and ready to go. All right, now I am going to go ahead and bring in my Designer Series paper. Look how cute this gingham is. I like this kind of scribbly one here. I think it's so cute. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add those to our box. Now, you want it to be on the front of the box. So that one, if you fold it up, will be here. And then the flap, you need to put that one there. So it looks like they're not going to be on the same side, but they really are. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue down the larger one first. Remember, you want to put it on the panel that has no flap above it. Okay, if you put it on this one, that's okay, but you'll have to put a second one here because that one will be on the back. And there's nobody says that you can't put a panel on the back, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my little scribbly gingham right there. Then I'm going to take my corner rounder again, because you know how I am with my rounding of corners. And I'm going to go ahead and round the corners on the flap. And then I'm going to round the corners on one side. Oops, on one side. Come on, not getting it close enough. There we go. One side of the DSP. Okay, now that's got some cute little rounded corners. And that one is going to go right up here on your flap. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put the glue on there. All right, once you have your Designer Series paper on, it's time to put your box together. So just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the edge like that. Then I'm going to fold it over here. Okay, you want to fold in the edge with the glue, and then you can just fold over. This is the back of the box here. Fold over the edge with the glue and then just fold over the back. And this allows you to be able to really push down on the box and get a good seal and contact. Okay, and then I'm going to fold the box back open, and then I'm going to fold in my bottom flaps. And I always fold in my back flap first, and then my front flap, and that will give me the nice fold on the front rather than the open end. That gives you the little bit of a folded front. Let me put that down like that. I'm going to grab my bone folder. All right, looking good so far. Let me grab some of those gummies. But I believe there's lots of different things you can fit in here. There go the gummies. I'm going to close it, and then we have our flap here. Now, of course, you could go ahead and put a magnet on there, and I do that sometimes, but this way is a little simpler, okay? So, and if you're going to be making lots and lots of these, you might not want to go with the magnet. All right, let's go ahead and make our little embellishment for the front. Okay, I have a basic white circle from the Layering Circle dies, and this one is 2 1/8, and then it has the coordinating scallop. Okay, if you look, whoops, if you look on here, I have the little troop of trick-or-treaters here, and I'm just going to stamp that right down on the circle. Yesterday we did a little fussy cutting with our Frankenstein, but today we're just going to go ahead and stamp right down on here. Okay, let me find my little trick-or-treaters stamp. These are nice and red rubber stamps. There is the little trio of trick-or-treaters, and I'm going to be using the black Memento ink. Okay, making sure I get all over those trick-or-treaters. And they fit just perfectly on here. There they are, marching about. Then I also took the little boo, see boo right there? And I just put a little boo up above them, just like that. Okay, very simple. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue, and I'm going to put this on, layer it right on my scallop. The scallop is the Calypso Coral, just like the box. Okay, so now let's put this aside for now. The way you do the tuck in is you're going to close the box, then you are going to take your dimensionals, and you're going to place right in the middle of your box, just below where the flap comes down. See how I did that? I put a little 3 of them right below where the flap comes down. Okay, then I'm going to take my paper off here, throw it on the floor like I always do. And then I'm going to grab my cute little trick-or-treaters. Now you don't want to put it too high because you only should have a small portion, maybe a quarter of the circle overlapping your flap, or it will be really, really hard to open. So you only want to have like a quarter of this circle. So I'm going to go ahead and take my circle again, close it down, and then I'm going to add it right here to the front of my box. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so right where it is holding that flap down. Okay, and then while I have my flap open, I think I will add my ribbon. Okay, and the way I used my ribbon is I just wrapped it around the inside of the flap. So what I'll do is just lay it like that inside, close up my box, slip it behind my embellishment, and then I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow. See how I do this evening. Always a crapshoot. Let's see, there we go. All right, not too bad on a dreary day. And I'm going to just kind of floof my little ends a bit. And then you can decide what size loops you want and how long you want your tails. And then you're going to take your snips and just cut those off wherever you like them. Okay, all right. So there we go. We have our bow on there. Okay, last thing, I brought in some Mango Melody, the real light kind of orangey yellow. I just thought that was a great contrast with what's already on there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my sentiment on here with my Memento ink. This is Halloween Happiness. And I'm going to go ahead. This is a 7/8 inch strip of the paper. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp on my Halloween Happiness. I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut pretty close here to the right side. And then on the other side, I'm going to make a little banner tail. In fact, I think I might cut a little bit off first. Now, banner tails, you're going to take your snips and you're going to go up the center of the side of the strip. Okay, maybe a 1/2 inch. Then you're going to drop down to where the corner is and go from there to the end of that snip that you just made. And pull that away. Then do the same thing on the other side to the end of the snip. And then you have your cute little banner. Very simple. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that right here at the bottom. Okay, so let me get my dimensionals. Oh, let me use these. Now, for the dimensional here at the corner, you can use for the area here at the corner, you can use dimensional. Then you just need a little bit of glue on the top there, since it's the same level as the embellishment, because you already have some dimensionals there. So this guy's going to go right here. Let's peel him off, and then I'm going to dab a little bit of glue right here on the circle. Don't need much. Going to bring us on up, and I'm going to kind of put it on the right hand corner. Okay, and there it is. How easy is that? Pretty easy. And there's lots and lots of different things you could put in there. So use your imagination. Lots of different goodies could go in there. So that is day 2 of my 10 days of Halloween. I'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. Don't forget to visit my blog and download all the directions for both the Tuck Behind box and my mini moon pie box. All right, so everyone have a wonderful day and stay dry, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Bye now. So everyone have a